I've made over 500 tutorials on Elementor, and creating a WooCommerce shop page is probably the most popular one on this channel. But even that video had some problems. Elementor doesn't let you use WooCommerce widgets in the free version. So free users like you or I end up relying on third-party plugins that may or may not work. And I know how annoying that feels. And that's exactly why I spent 3 weeks testing a better approach until it became reliable enough to use right now. So in this video, I'll use Google AntiGravity to build a complete WooCommerce shop page for Elementor. I'll even show you how to design the page, add custom filters, make it look modern, keep it responsive on mobile, and convert it into an installable plugin so you can use these widgets for free on your WordPress site. And I know a lot of you wanted this video, so I'll leave every prompt, template, plugin file, and CSS code in the description and pinned comment, so you can copy the exact workflow step by step. Let's get started. Now let me show you where this workflow actually starts. This is the default WooCommerce shop page most of us get out of the box. It works, but it doesn't feel like a decent store experience yet. There are no useful filters. The layout looks plain, and customization is limited if you're trying to stay on Elementor free. So instead of stacking 5 random plugins and hoping they work together, we'll create our own setup using Google AntiGravity. First, I'll paste this detailed prompt into AntiGravity and ask it to generate 2 things: a custom WordPress plugin for the filters and product grid, and an Elementor JSON layout for the shop page design. The goal is simple: filters should work with AJAX, which basically means when someone clicks a category, price, or rating filter, the products update instantly on the same page without reloading the whole page. I'm also asking AntiGravity to keep the design responsive from the start, so the shop doesn't break on tablet and mobile. This is important because a lot of layouts look fine on desktop and then collapse badly on smaller screens. Give it a few seconds, and once AntiGravity finishes, you should have a plugin folder and a JSON file. Zip the plugin folder, keep the JSON ready, and in the next step, we'll install both inside WordPress and connect everything properly in Elementor. Now that AntiGravity has generated the plugin folder and JSON file, let's install everything in WordPress. Go to your WordPress dashboard, open plugins, click Add New, then Upload Plugin. Select the zip file you created, click Install and activate it. Once that's done, head over to Elementor Theme Builder. Now, if you're using Elementor Pro, create a product archive template. If you're on Elementor Free, customize the default shop page. Then open Templates, click Import, upload the JSON file from AntiGravity and insert it. After inserting, don't skip this part. Set the display condition so this layout applies to your shop page or product archive. If you forget the conditions, it might look correct in editor, but won't work when you try to access it normally. Now open the shop page and test everything once. Click on categories, change the price range, try sorting, and see if products update correctly. If it's all good, great. If not, that's normal for the first iteration, and we'll fix the common issues quickly with screenshot-based prompts. Alright, now if your filters show up on the left, but products disappear when you click anything, don't panic. This is normal in early versions, and it doesn't mean the idea failed. It just means AntiGravity needs to run one more precise fix. What works best here is simple. Take a screenshot of exactly what's broken, then add a prompt to AntiGravity with the exact symptom in plain words. For example, tell it that filters render correctly, but product results become 0 after any filter click, or that the count format is wrong after AJAX update. The more specific you are, the better the fix. Once the new output is generated, deactivate and delete the old plugin. Upload the new zip file and activate it again. If AntiGravity also updated the JSON layout, re-import that too and reapply display conditions. Then test again on the live shop page, not just in the editor. And yes, Sometimes one bad version can break the site. So make sure to take a backup of your site using a plugin like BlogVault. And if your site breaks, just restore your backup from BlogVault and your site comes back immediately. After that, work on a new fixed build and continue. In the next section, we'll refine the design so the cards and filters keep the exact same styling before and after filter selection. At this stage, you'll often notice something weird. The page looks great on first load, but after selecting a filter, product cards lose spacing, button sizes change, or typography shifts. So the goal now is consistency. Basically, before filter and after filter should look identical. So start by tightening the visual system. Increase the usable width so the layout doesn't feel boxed in. Keep the filter panel light and clean and give product cards a subtle radius and soft shadow. Reduce oversized title text, balance spacing between title and price, and set a clear add to cart hover color so interactions feel intentional. Then fix structure issues that usually show up after AJAX updates. Make sure filtered results keep the same card classes and markup as default results. If the filtered cards use different output structures, styling will never stay consistent no matter how much CSS you add. Also, improve usability on smaller screens by making filter groups collapsible. That way, mobile users don't have to scroll through a long filter panel before seeing any products. Once this is in place, the page feels much cleaner and easier to use. Now we'll add Elementor style controls so you can change typography, colors, shadows, and product columns directly from back-end settings without rewriting CSS every time. At this point, the page may look good, but if every style change needs custom CSS, it becomes hard to maintain. So now we can ask AntiGravity to add proper Elementor style controls for product title, price, card radius, card shadow, spacing, and button styling. We can also ask it to add responsive column controls so you can set different product counts for desktop, tablet, and mobile. The important part is not just showing these controls in Elementor, but making sure they actually apply on the front end and still apply after filtering. Sometimes controls appear in the panel but do nothing because hard-coded CSS overwrites them. So test each control live and verify it works in both default and filtered views. Also, fix the clear filters behavior so it resets everything including price range, not just categories. This is a small detail, but for shoppers, it makes a big difference when they want to start fresh quickly. And remember to increment the plugin version every time you generate a new build. That makes it much easier to track stable and broken versions during iteration. Now we'll do the final polish where we manually fix the Add to Cart button, CSS, so that it stays perfectly consistent before and after filter selection. For example, the button looks perfect on initial page load, but after applying a filter, it becomes full width, shifts alignment, or uses the wrong hover color. If AntiGravity can't fully lock that through generated CSS, do a manual override once and finish it properly. Right-click the button, inspect its class, and confirm the same class is used in both default and filtered cards. Then add your custom CSS in WordPress Customizer under Additional CSS. This lets you force consistent width padding, alignment, typography, and hover state across both versions. Once this is applied, refresh and test again on the desktop, tablet, and mobile. If everything is aligned and consistent after every filter interaction, you're done. The shop is now stable, responsive, and visually uniform. So that's the full workflow from start to finish. We used Google AntiGravity to generate a WooCommerce shop design, installed it in WordPress and connected it with Elementor. And if you're on Elementor free, this gives you a practical way to build a modern shop experience without depending on a messy stack of plugins that break after updates. It still takes a few iterations, but now the process is predictable and repeatable. Like I promised, I'll leave every prompt, template, plugin file, and CSS code in the description and a pinned comment. So you can copy this exact workflow step by step and build it on your own site. And if you want to 3x your website speed, click here and watch this video.